Dear learners, I welcome you all to this online teaching session. Today we will discuss dissolution test apparatus 3 and 4. In our last lecture, we had discussed about apparatus 1 and 2. On completion of this lecture, you will be able to explain details of reciprocating cylinder, that is dissolution apparatus 3, and will be able to explain details of flow through cell dissolution apparatus, that is apparatus 4. Apparatus 3, that is reciprocating cylinder, is useful for dissolution study of controlled release formulations and chewable tablets, while apparatus 4, that is flow through cell, is useful for dissolution studies of formulations containing poorly soluble drugs, powders, and granules. It is also useful for microparticles and implants. Let us discuss in detail about reciprocating cylinder. This is the image of reciprocating cylinder. It consists of a set of cylindrical flat bottom glass vessels. Means it is made up of glass vessel and a set of glass reciprocating cylinders. So there will be glass vessels which are known as external cylinder, and there will be a set of reciprocating cylinder which are known as internal cylinder. This is the internal cylinder. There will be stainless steel fittings, screen that are made up of suitable material, non-sorbing and non-reactive material, and that are designed to fit the tops and bottom of the reciprocating cylinder. So internal cylinder or your reciprocating cylinder, for that there will be a screen, and screen will be made up of non-absorbing and non-reactive material, and they will be fitting to the top and bottom of the reciprocating cylinder. A motor and drive assembly to reciprocate the cylinders. So you will be requiring motor for to reciprocate the cylinder. The vessels are partially immersed in a water bath, and water bath temperature is maintained at 37 degree plus or minus zero point 0.5 degree centigrade. Reciprocation should be at the tolerance of 5% at the distance of 9.9 to 10.1 centimeter. Means the distance for reciprocation of the cylinder should be, or it should range from 9.9 to 10.1 centimeter. Let us discuss in detail about design and its dimensions of reciprocating cylinder. This is a diagram with all the dimensions of reciprocating cylinder. So you have a glass vessel, height. This slide depicts USP and BP comparison. So glass vessel height, it is 180 millimeter. So this is the external vessel height, which is 180 millimeter plus or minus 1 millimeter. Next is glass vessel diameter. So this is the diameter, that is 47 millimeter. Then glass reciprocating tube length. So this is the length of glass reciprocating cylinder, that means internal cylinder, that is 100 mm plus or minus 1 mm. Then glass reciprocating tube diameter 23 to 26, that depends on requirement of dissolution study. So this is the diameter of this internal vessel, that is 23 to 26 millimeter. Tube air hole diameter 3.9 millimeter. This is tube air hole diameter, that is 3.9 plus or minus 0.1 millimeter. Then evaporative cap height. On top there will be evaporation cap. So the dimension is 66.8 height. This is the height of evaporating cap, 66.8 height in millimeter. Then evaporating or evaporation cap diameter 50.8. So evaporating 50.8 millimeter. Then cap air hole 3.9 millimeter. So evaporating cap will have hole and the hole diameter will be 3.9 plus or minus 0.1 millimeter. Now procedure to operate reciprocating cylinder. Place the stated volume of dissolution medium in each vessel of the apparatus and assemble and equilibrate the medium to 37 degree plus or minus 0.5 degree centigrade. And once the equilibrium is achieved, you can remove the thermometer, place one dosage form in each cylinder and operate the apparatus. Here the sampling will be done automatic. So once the samples are taken or they are withdrawn, they can be analyzed by suitable suitable analytical technique. Next apparatus, that is apparatus 4, is flow through cell. This is the image of flow through cell. This is one flow through cell and this is a detailed uh, part of one flow through cell. So we will see design of flow through cell. There will be a reservoir and pump for dissolution medium. Means to pump the dissolution medium into the cell, you need reservoir and you need pump. There will be a flow through cell. Cell size will be specified in individual monograph. So we can have large flow through cell, we can have small flow through cell. Both types are available. So depending upon what is mentioned in monograph, you have to use that size cell for particular dissolution study. Again, there will be a water bath maintained at temperature 37 plus or minus 0.5 degree centigrade. Pump delivery will be 240 and 960 ml per hour with standard flow rate of either 4, 8 and 16 ml per minute. Means the dissolution medium will be pumped at 240 and 960 ml per hour at the flow rate, and you can choose the flow rate depending upon your requirement. It can be 4 ml per minute, 8 ml per minute and 16 ml per minute. Pump must deliver a constant flow. The flow of pump should be very constant. Plus or minus 5% of the nominal value can be allowed. Means these are the nominal values, that is 4, 8, 10, 16 means the actual value. So plus or minus 5% deviation is allowed, but there should not be more than that deviation. So pump must deliver the flow of medium at constant flow. Flow must be volumetric and sinusoidal at a pulsation rate of 120 plus 10 pulses per minute. Means the flow should be volumetric and sinusoidal. Means sinusoidal means as decaying or as a sine wave. It should be in the form of sine wave. Now standard cell diameter are 12 and 12.6 millimeter. The bottom cone is filled with small glass bead of about 1 millimeter diameter. with one bead of about 5 millimeter positioned at the apex to protect the fluid entry tube. Means there will be a bead available. The bottom will be filled with 1 millimeter diameter bead, while the apex will have 5 millimeter bead. The role of bead is to maintain the flow of your dissolution medium. There will be a tablet holder and o-rings for fixation of apparatus. Means here you will have tablet holder where you will place the uh, your tablet, and o-rings will be required for fixation of apparatus. This is detailed diagram of flow through cell. This is for a large flow through cell. So we can see that there is a cone shaped flow through cell, and this is the side view and top view of tablet holder for large cell. So one by one we will see. CU 40 mesh diameter as per USB point 2, and BP also same point 2. This slide depicts the comparison of flow through cell uh, given by USP and BP. So this is CU, and CU size is diameter point 2. Internal diameter is 20 millimeter. This is the internal diameter of cell, 20 millimeter. Outer diameter of cell, 22.5 plus or minus 0.2. This is the outer diameter of flow through cell. This is internal diameter. This is outer diameter of cell. Angle 40 degree. The angle is 40 degree plus or minus 1 degree. Tablet holder height 6.5 millimeter. This is the tablet holder. As I told you, it is for this particular dimensions are for large cell. So height is 6.5 millimeter. This is side view. This is side view, and this is top view. So 6.5 millimeter height. Tablet holder thickness 0.5 millimeter. This is thickness 0.5 millimeter. And tablet holder width 7.5 millimeter. This is the width, which is 7.5 millimeter. Now this slide depicts dimensions for small cell, for tablet and capsule, and this slide depicts tablet holder for small cell. All the dimensions are given. Now flow through cell apparatus can operate in two different ways. One is open system and another is closed system. Open system with fresh solvent from the reservoir continuously passing through the cell. Means in open system from the reservoir, the dissolution medium is continuously passing through the cell. Thus open system is selected for samples that require high volume of media. For example, low solubility compound. While closed system where a fixed volume of liquid is recycled. In closed system, the volume of dissolution medium will be fixed and it will be again recycled, and that's why it is closed system. In open system there is no recycling, hence it is open system. You will understand the concept of open system and closed system through this diagram. This is open system where reservoir is continuously come in contact with your dosage form and it is collected. So this is the sample holder or tablet holder where tablet is placed. From down there will be a flow of your dissolution medium. It will come in contact with the tablet and then it will be collected. So this is open system. Every time the tablet will come in contact with fresh dissolution medium. While closed system, the dissolution medium is recycled. That's why it is closed system. Procedure to operate flow through cell. Place the glass beads into the cell and one dosage form unit on top of the beads or on a wire carrier. Introduce the dissolution medium through the bottom of the cell to obtain specified flow rate with an accuracy of 5%. So, you have to place the dosage form on the dosage form holder, and from down or from bottom you have to allow you have to allow the flow of dissolution medium at particular flow rate with an accuracy of 5%. Now how the filtration is carried out? Filtration means once the tablet is dissolved and once the uh, dissolution medium is collected for analysis, so at that time there will be a filtration, inbuilt filtration will be done. So how it is done? A filtration or a filter is positioned at the inner top of the cell to retain undissolved material. So as we do filtration, here there will be inbuilt filter that will be there at the inner top of the cell for filtration of undissolved material. Usually glass fiber filters are used. Sometimes glass wool is also used for the dosage forms with insoluble and sticky particles. Appropriate selection of filter is required for efficient filtration and to avoid back pressure created by filter resistance. Now sampling. Sample collection can be automated to ensure consistency. So here also sample will be collected automatically. The collected samples can be analyzed directly by UV visible spectrophotometer or fiber optics probe, or they can be collected in fraction to be analyzed by HPLC and other appropriate technique. These are some of the references from where the source of this presentation is taken. Thank you for patiently listening. Have a good day.